Well, hi everyone. For those who haven't met us yet, my name's Steve Walton. I'm the principal here at Cedars.
And my name's Julie Cochran and I'm the Deputy Principal.
You know, whether you're new to the school or even if you've been part of our community for many years, we want to congratulate you for choosing Cedars. As principal, part of my role here is working with the teaching staff to ensure they're well equipped and supported as educators. I want you to know that the teaching staff at Cedars view their role in educating your child as a partnership. We believe that this is a shared responsibility between the school and the parents, and it enables us to maximise not just the educational outcomes but the well-being of each child in our care. While our students are very important to us, equally so are the parents in the Cedars community. Let me tell you why. Because when the relationship between the school and the parent is a strong positive one, then the achievement in all areas for students is higher. Specifically, students with parents or other caregivers who are actively engaged in their child's education and within the school community, they achieve high grades, have increased social skills and enhanced well-being. As the principal of Cedars, I'm extremely proud of this school community, and I believe that the education we offer to our students is unique and special. Our college is unashamedly Christian, and our curriculum is presented by our capable teachers from a biblical worldview. Our vision is to work in partnership with families, inspire and guide students to develop the skills and knowledge and values needed to fulfil their potential as confident, creative individuals that engage with their world.
Well, as well as delivering quality learning experiences for our students, we're very intentional in developing skills and traits which we've identified as being the characteristics of a Cedars student. These traits are all aspirational in nature, and all our students have the support of Cedars staff who seek to provide opportunities for students to develop in these areas and provide guidance, direction and encouragement. These characteristics reflect our college values of being a Christ-centred and biblically based educational community. Can you tell me what some of our characteristics are, Mr. Walton?
You're going to test me out. Yes, we want our students to have faith in God, respect, self-discipline, compassion, humility and a spirit of excellence.
Fantastic, you did a great job. Well, many parents who are watching this video may be at the start of the education journey with their child. Let me tell you, as someone who's been there and done that, the journey goes by very, very quickly. Before you know it, you'll be seated in the Cedars Leadership Centre with tears in your eyes and beaming with pride as your child receives their graduation certificate in Year 12. Over the last few weeks, I've had the privilege of writing a number of references for our graduating Year 12 students. And as I reflected back on each of their individual journeys, many who have been here at Cedars since prep, I could see how much they had grown, how much they had learned, and how these 7 characteristics are now very evident in their lives and are already being outworked in the wider community. And it makes me very happy to know that our students leave here equipped and ready to go out and make a positive difference in the world. Well, that's enough from us right now, but we're going to hand over to Mrs. Ruth Brown, who is our Director of Primary, and she's going to provide you with some very practical and helpful information for our families who have students starting in kindergarten in 2021.
Hi, I'm Ruth Brown, Director of Primary here at Cedars. We're very excited to welcome you to our Kindergarten SmartStart and are privileged to partner with you as your child begins their first year of formal schooling. So what happens on the first day of kindergarten? Well, the first day of kindergarten is Thursday the 28th of January. On the first day, please bring your child to the junior school covered playground around 8:45 a.m. entering the school through the lower gates near the bus shelter. Our kindy teachers will be there to meet you and your child to school. The coloured playground is also the drop-off area for each school day. The children are supervised from 8:30 and have the opportunity to play and socialise with their kindy friends before the bell goes. Due to the current government restrictions, our pick-up process will be communicated prior to school starting. When you drop your child at school, we encourage parents in kindergarten when they leave to say goodbye with a kiss, a cuddle and a high five. You can practice this over the next few months when you leave them. It will help them become familiar with that routine. So on the first days of kindergarten, we call them Learning Together days. And on these days, the teachers work with the students to develop the best grouping of children for each class that will enhance a positive learning environment. You will receive a letter on the first Friday afternoon to let you know who your child's teacher will be. So what food does your child need to bring to school each day? Please pack a fruit and vegetable snack for crunch and sip at 10 a.m. Your child will also need a healthy food to eat for recess at 11 and lunch at 1 p.m. It's also important to note that they need a water bottle every day. Children always sit together and are supervised to eat their food before they go to play. And just to let you know, we're an allergy-aware school and we consider children who have life-threatening allergies such as egg, nuts and sesame seeds. We appreciate you being mindful of the food that you pack for your child. At the beginning of the year, our kindy teachers organise an individual time to meet with your child, to get to know your child and complete an early learning assessment. This helps the teachers plan forward to meet the learning needs of your child. You will receive a note in week 2 to let you know the time scheduled for your child. The assessment happens on a Wednesday in the first few weeks of term and will take around 30 minutes. If you're unable to make this time, the teacher will organise a mutually convenient time. Communication is very important. If you wish to communicate with your child's teacher, please organise a time to meet by phoning the school office. Or if you need to change the going home arrangements, please contact the school office. To support our students as they transition to school, we slowly introduce school routines such as home reading, homework and library visits. And to find out more about the class routines and student learning, there will be a Meet the Teacher information evening in week 3 of term 1. So some final reminders. Our kindy students have a rest day on Wednesdays during term 1. Classes are also decided at the end of the first week, and we'll let you know if your child's in kindergarten white, kindergarten blue or kindergarten maroon. And Meet the Teacher is in week 3 for kindergarten. So as you're setting them up for success, please prepare your child for big school by enjoying reading to them and with them, including lots of opportunities to grow and help them make decisions and to develop problem-solving skills and independence. We have a wonderful team here at Cedars. Please watch the video which comes next with Mrs. Brooke Richards, one of our kindergarten teachers in 2020, as she shares with St Luke's Preschool Dapto about preparing your child for kindergarten. For more information, you will find our parent handbook below, which covers all general information our parents need to know. And finally, instead of a kindergarten orientation on site, we have filmed a virtual orientation day for our new kindergarten students. Our kindergarten teachers are in the video, which also has a little walkthrough to give you a peek inside each kindergarten classroom. The video is featured below and I encourage you to sit and watch it with your child. We are so looking forward to partnering with you and for the wonderful year ahead.
Today we're talking with Brooke from Cedars Christian College about the skills your child has for school readiness. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. So firstly, what does a day look like for the kindergarten classroom for children at Cedars Christian College?
Yep, so a typical day at Cedars, in term 1 in kindergarten, Cedars students attend for 4 days a week. So they come on Mondays and Tuesdays, have a rest day on Wednesdays, and then attend on Thursdays and Fridays. We have a strong focus at Cedars on literacy and numeracy in the early years of school. So a typical day will start with some praise and worship and devotions in the morning, and then into our literacy session. We have a break for crunch and sip, and then some more literacy, and then a recess break. After that, maths in the middle session, and then in the afternoon we spend some time doing the other KLAs, so things like physical education, art, history, geography, things like that.
Fantastic. So the KLAs are like the developmental domains and curriculum focuses, is that how it works?
Yeah.
What skills does a kindergarten teacher expect a child to have prior to starting school?
Yeah, so there are a few things that we're looking for. At Cedars, our focus is on learning readiness rather than academic ability. We know that children are all different and they start school at different stages of development, and that's totally fine. And our strongest focus, I suppose, that we encourage parents is to focus on those social and emotional skills. So there's a few things that we are hoping that children will develop prior to starting school. One of the main ones is around emotional regulation or emotion management. So starting to understand how to calm themselves down if they're feeling strong feelings such as worry or anger or excitement. We're also looking for some friendship skills, so knowing how to initiate play with others, how to join in a game, and also some simple strategies to solve problems in a positive way. Some self-help skills are really important as well. So being willing and able to ask for help when they need it. And also just the ability to dress themselves, toilet independently, pack and unpack their bag by themselves, and some personal hygiene like washing their hands and blowing their nose. And then the last thing that we're starting to look for prior to starting school are some skills for learning. So we should see before starting school children starting to be able to focus their attention for a longer period of time, listen carefully and ask for help. Being able to read their own name is really helpful in a kindergarten classroom as well. There's lots of times where they're looking for their name on a bag hook or somewhere in the classroom on a book. So being able to recognise their name and write it is really helpful as well.
Yeah. They're all great skills at being ready for kindergarten.
Yeah.
They change slightly once you start school.
Yeah.
What does a kindergarten teacher expect once their child has started in the classroom?
Yeah, so I know going from a play-based setting into a classroom is a transition for students. So as the year progresses, we're obviously looking for them to be able to focus their attention for longer periods of time and concentrate on tasks that we start in small increments and slowly stretch that out. Literacy and numeracy, as I said before, is our main focus. So in literacy, we start learning about the letters of the alphabet and the sounds that they make. Students learn how to manipulate those sounds, and by the end of kindy, you'll see that they're reading text, simple text independently and writing sentences to communicate their ideas. And in numeracy, there's lots of opportunities to explore and solve problems. We explore number and measurement and space in kindergarten, and we have a strong focus on problem-solving skills there. So students learning how to solve mathematical problems, and we also have a focus on equipping them with mathematical language that allows them to explain their reasoning and justify their ideas.
Thank you. What is just 5 top tips that Cedars Christian College would like to share with parents to support their families in preparing their child for school readiness?
Yeah. There's lots of things you can do at home to prepare your child for school, and the main thing that we encourage is that you read with your child every single day for as long and as often as you can. Secondly, it's really helpful if children are used to being part of a larger group. So if they're in an early learning centre, that's great. Otherwise, participating in things like story time at a library, a church Sunday school or a play group or a music or a sport activity group is really helpful as well. Thirdly, we encourage the development of problem-solving skills. So this is on the parents a little bit to just at home try and pull back. If it's a simple problem, something that's gone wrong, giving the child space to try and start solving that problem themselves, or ask for help if they need it, and that takes self-control. But yeah, if you can allow the child to just start those beginning problem-solving skills, that's really helpful as well. We also ask that parents provide opportunities to help start building that focus and attention span and the ability to share and take turns. So that starts small, maybe 5 minutes, doing something that the child likes. So a puzzle, a jigsaw, a colouring in or a craft activity or some Lego, and just slowly building that over time so that they can focus their attention for longer periods of time. And doing that with something that's not screen-based is really helpful. And then we also just encourage sharing and taking turns, things like board games at home or playing a game outside where they do have to share resources and take turns with one another. And then the last thing that we find really helpful if parents have started doing before the child comes to school is developing good routines at home, particularly around saying goodbye. That's the main one. At Cedars, we encourage a strategy that we call kiss, cuddle and high five. So before you farewell your child, start building in that kiss, cuddle and high five, and the child knows once they've had the high five, it allows you to physically separate a little bit from them, and they know that you're going but that you'll be returning. And just some practice in being left with a carer other than their parent or primary carer at home is really helpful as well.